A lot of students think the social studies test is all about memorizing history. But honestly, it's much more about reading carefully, looking for clues, and understanding what the question is really asking. So pause the video, try these questions yourself, and let's see how many you can get right. These are all HiSET Social Studies questions, but GED students, you are absolutely in the right place because both tests share the same skills. All right, let's get started. So this particular test is like the reading test. So there's a passage and then you answer questions based on it. Now, it is history related, but it's also paired up with reading. So we're going to answer these just like I would answer questions on a reading test. I'm going to follow the SLAY technique where I skim, look at the questions, actually read, answer questions, and then check your work. So do this with me here. Okay, it says, this joint resolution of Congress gave the president authority to increase U.S. involvement in the war between North and South Vietnam. This is the transcript of Tonkin Gulf Resolution. So the 88th Congress of the United States of America. So at the session, so it began, then a joint resolution, whereas naval units of the communist regime, whereas these attackers are a part of deliberate, the U.S. is assisting, resolved by the Senate. Here's Section 2, where the U.S. regards as vital. Section 3, the resolution shall expire when the president. Okay, if you're feeling a little lost, that's okay because we are actually going to read it more thoroughly. But let's look at the questions before we do that. The Tonkin Gulf Resolution is best understood as part of the following. So we're looking for where it says war, okay? Now this is the type of question that maybe you know the answer right away, but maybe we'll find it in the passage. The resolution is historically significant. Pay attention to that. The passage of this resolution affected which constitutional principle? Each summary describes legislation by Congress after misuse of the Tonkin Gulf Resolution. And where is the Tonkin Gulf located? Congress was concerned about the situation in Vietnam because the United States wanted to. So why did the United States even get involved? Okay, so now we're going to go back to the reading, actually read, now that we have an idea of what the reading is about and we're aware of the questions so that we can pay attention and search for those answers. The 88th Congress of the United States of America at the second session, begun and held at the city of Washington on Tuesday, the 7th of January, 1964. Joint resolution to promote the maintenance of international peace and security in Southeast Asia. Whereas naval units of the communist regime in Vietnam, in violation of the principles of the Charter of the United Nations and of international law, have deliberately and repeatedly attacked United States naval vessels lawfully present in international waters, and have therefore created a serious threat to international peace. And whereas these attackers are part of deliberate and systematic campaign of aggression that the communist regime in North Vietnam has been waging against its neighbors, and the nations joined with them in the collective defense of their freedom. And whereas the United States is assisting the people of Southeast Asia to protect their freedom and has no territorial, military, or political ambitions in that area, but desires only that these people should be left in peace to work out their destinies in their own way. Now, therefore be it resolved by the Senate and House of Representatives of the United States of America in Congress assembled, that the Congress approves and supports the determination of the President, as Commander-in-Chief, to take all necessary measures to repel any armed attack against the forces of the United States to prevent further aggression. Section 2. The United States regards as vital to its international interest and to world peace the maintenance of international peace and security in Southeast Asia, consistent with the Constitution of the United States and the Charter of the United Nations, and in accordance with its obligations under the Southeast Asia Collective Defense Treaty. The United States is, therefore, prepared, as the President determines, to take all necessary steps including the use of armed forces, to assist any member or protocol state of the Southeast Asia Collective Defense Treaty requesting assistance in defense of its freedom. Section 3. This resolution shall expire when the President shall determine that the peace and security of the area is reasonably assured by international conditions created by action of the United Nations or otherwise, except that it may be terminated earlier by concurrent resolution of Congress. Woo! Friends, that was a bit of a doozy. And, it was a complex reading for sure. So remember, reading and social studies is a reading test, okay? And so that's why we're following the same SLAY technique. So S, skim, L, look at the questions, A, actually read, and now A, answer the questions. So again, try to pause the video, answer the questions before me, and see how you do. Let's get started with question number 6. The Tonkin Gulf War resolution is best understood as a part of which of the following? Okay, this did not say this at all in the reading. This is where a little bit of background information is helpful. So the Vietnam War, it said right at the beginning that it was, 1964 when this was done. So think about what you know as far as dates. World War I happened well before 1964. Second World War, again, happened in the 40s before. Cold War actually spanned from like the 1950s to the 1990s. And then the war on terrorism, that was in the early 2000s. So just by knowing that, we easily eliminated A, B, and D. Okay, now you may be thinking that this was maybe the Vietnam War. So the Cold War actually took place during, like I said, during that large time frame. And this is one of those wars that took place during the Cold War. So it just kind of falls under the Cold War. So C is our answer. The resolution is historically significant because it, A, promoted peace and security in international waters off the coast of Vietnam. Yes, it did that, but it's not necessarily what made this historically significant as far as the United States goes. Gave the president authorization to use military force without the declaration of war. So the president actually is not the one that can declare war. It is Congress or the legislative branch that declares war. The president is the chief in commander or the head of the military. So basically, the president sent the military to assist with this war, even though Congress did not declare it an actual war. So that is actually the answer. That's what makes it historically significant. If you want someone to study with each week as you're working toward your GED or your HiSET, make sure you click that subscribe button right down below because I'm here for you, my friend. Question 8. The passage of this resolution affected which constitutional principle? Okay, so this actually goes right back to our last question about the separation of powers. Okay, so we have the president and Congress kind of disagreeing a little bit. Okay, but let's look at this. Federalism, that is really, we have our local government, our state government, and our national government. So this really isn't anything. Limited government, again, that doesn't really have anything to do with it. Republicanism, I think that's just kind of made up. Okay, so it is the separation of powers. Again, the president sending troops to Vietnam, even though it has not been declared war by Congress. This one here is a lot of reading. I want you to pause the video and try answering this question on your own before we go over it together. Question 9. Which summary describes the legislation passed by Congress after the misuse of the Tonkin Gulf Resolution? Okay, so let's go through this. I hope that you had a chance to answer it. So every bill that has passed the House of Representatives and the Senate will be presented to the president for his approval and signature. That is already taking place. Okay, that was before and that was after. Okay, B. The president's power as commander-in-chief are exercised in only 3 possible situations: a declaration of war, a specific authorization from Congress, or a national emergency created by an attack upon the United States. That is actually the answer here. And hopefully, based on the other questions we've gone over, you were able to get this one right. Okay, an emergency occurs and there's no opportunity for the executive branch to seek legislative authority. The president must take action for public good, even in the absence of the law. It didn't really come out of that. And then D, again, it doesn't really have anything to do with the president has the power to sell, exchange, transfer, or lend equipment. We're not really talking about equipment here. And friends, honestly, this is why consistent practice matters. So make sure you're enrolled in your local adult education program because they're going to help you. But then we also focus exactly on that inside Purely Persistent Academy, giving students lessons, practice, and clear study so you know what to work on next. All right, speaking of next, let's go to our next question. Where is the Gulf of Tonkin located? All right, friends, this one you're just gonna have to do your best guess, okay? Sometimes we have to guess, all right? So we know that it is in Vietnam, and notice all of these say Vietnam, okay? So fun fact, it is actually D, off the east coast of Vietnam and bounded by China to the north. Okay, here's what I recommend when you have a question like this where you have no idea what the answer is. Okay, so pick your favorite letter, A, B, C, or D. Okay, have you got your favorite letter? Okay, anytime you come across a problem or a question in any of the tests and you really have no idea what to do. So you try to eliminate one's answers that you can, but sometimes you just don't know. Choose your favorite letter. Every time you don't know, choose that favorite letter. And a quarter of the time, you're likely to get it right. Congress was concerned about the situation in Vietnam because the United States wanted to, promote the formation of a free trade zone in Southeast Asia. Do you think the president is going to send the military to Asia, Southeast Asia, just for a free trade zone? Let's hope not, but they didn't at this time. Limit the number of United Nations humanitarian forces sent to the region. That wasn't Congress's main reason. Support independence movements of former European colonies. Again, we're not trying to do that, right? Prevent communism from spreading to the neighboring countries of Laos and Cambodia. That is the answer. And so really one of the main things about the Cold War, which remember the Vietnam War was part of the Cold War within the Cold War era, was to prevent communism. We don't want communism. It's definitely not a good government system. All right, we did it. Great job working through those questions with me. Remember, progress happens little by little, and social studies and science are just reading tests to make sure you practice up those reading skills. Keep showing up, keep practicing, keep trying questions, and I'm really glad that you're a member of Purely Persistent Academy. I hope you know that. And I will see you in our next lesson. Peace and God bless you.